Hi, everybody. We are back again. It's Tuesdays with Toomey, and we are here for another Tuesday. And we are extremely honored to have Prudence Powell with PICC to talk to us about not only how COVID-19 specifically is affecting the immigrant community, but also just things because life actually is still happening, even in the time of coronavirus, and what we can do to help our immigrant brothers and sisters in this time and into the future. So with that, I am going to just let Prudence take it away. And if we have any questions, we'll just ask you as we go. But this is your floor, so we want to just give you as much floor as possible. So here we go.
Oh,
So go ahead.
good morning, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. Thanks to be here again on this platform with Tuesdays with Toomey. Thanks for the amazing work you guys have been doing. I think this is my first virtual, but third time presenting with Tuesdays with Toomey. Today, just want to talk about a little about what's going on in the world, how COVID-19 is impacting the immigrant community. Parts of me as a DACA recipient with work, I'm still able to work, thank God. I'm still with PICC, working from home and supporting other immigrant communities. And also helping hosting webinars, educating folks on what's going on, updating our resources so people can know what is going on in the world. We also have our campaign for Shut Down Burks, where we're calling on Governor Wolf to shut down Burks and let the families go, because a lot of people we know in detention centers are vulnerable to what's going on. People are getting infected and they're not getting proper medical care. Then they're spreading through the jail. We don't want babies and children, families, no one to be.
I mean, yeah, as adults, we don't want that either.
Yeah, right.
No.
So that's one of our campaigns that we're doing. We've been pushing hard for the last couple of weeks. I like to call on them. In York County, I know they have released 10 people who were tested positive, and they're deporting folks back to Guatemala, to Jamaica. But that's, even though they're being quarantined once they get deported, that's still unfair to the population that's there, or the people they come in contact with, or so for the people that's in prison. Like, healthcare system we know is terrible outside of the jail. So only imagine what it's like inside the jail. So we're really want them to free them all, not just for birth care, but majority of the detention centers that's hosting immigrant families, especially the families. Yeah, I'm gonna pause this if you have any questions.
Yeah, so I'd heard that, so I've seen some work with the ACLU seems to be doing a lot of work to help get, and they've had a fair amount of success with getting some folks freed from these detention centers. I know we've been calling on Governor Wolf, as of you, for like, I don't know, years now to issue this ERO. Is there any indication at this point, especially as to where this reluctance to do this is coming from?
So with Governor issuing an ERO, it's simple. All he has to do is issue it. For him, it's more of Berks County, the money that's coming into that county, they want to keep it there. But the last thing, we're hoping to turn that into a drug treatment facility, and for other use instead of housing family and immigrants there. And he's just not budging. But we're not giving up. We're doing honking. We're still doing social distancing, protesting. We're still calling every week, every day. People are still calling. Thank you for everyone who has been calling and who has been supporting this campaign, because it's very important to us, and not just to us as an immigrant community, but as human race. Like, we don't want to keep people in jail, especially in these circumstances.
Yeah. Well, certainly, it just doesn't make sense to be locking up families. That, what have they done that deserves being locked up? There's no reason for that. And I know that, Wolf ran on promising that he would close it.
Right.
He hasn't.
Right.
So,
right.
And I know that, John Fetterman's wife was undocumented.
Yeah, so we've brought up all of these points too and used those. It's funny, like once they get elected, they're like, oh, forget about the campaign or what you say you're gonna do. Now that you're in there, I guess money is everything now, because even opening up the economy is based on money, not people's safety or their health. So you'd rather make the big bucks than doing what's right for human race.
Well, and also it's, along with the people who are being detained, being at risk, the personnel that work there are
Right.
also at risk
Right.
and are coming back and forth in and out of the community.
Going to their families, you know,
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
it's affecting, it's not just, it's a domino effect. It's just affecting
Mm-hmm.
so many people.
Right.
Yeah, and 40% of people who test positive are asymptomatic,
Right.
but
And
still
not even that, the
spreading.
majority of them are elderly folks who are
Mhm.
already sick, already going through, especially in like Yorktown, that's the one thing the ACLU was petitioning on, and even MILPA have been working on this case also in Pike County to get those families released, because they're sickly, elderly folks who
Mhm.
are easy to contaminate or catch this disease and pass it on to
Mhm.
somebody else, which is, it's horrible. We just want to free them all. So we want to continue to push that fight. Either issue an ERO or free them all. And
Mhm.
that family, because a good thing, the little 6-year-old Maddie was released with her dad less than a month ago.
Oh, good.
I remember reading.
I remember.
Yes. Yes.
So that was a small victory, and we applaud for those small victories and those accomplishments, because it was a lot of fight that it took, and a lot of people continue to call, continue to protest, and nag them. Because I know I've done a protest in November last year, and just to know that people know that shutdown, but like, oh yeah, we've seen you. You want to call on Governor Wolf? They're like, what are you doing here today? And you see the banners or people out there. We had people in cages. It's like, okay, this is what we're here to do: peaceful but efficient protest. We're not here.
Peaceful and responsible, which I think is something we really need to think about, because a lot of irresponsible protesters seem to be getting a lot of attention, but responsible protesters are not.
Yeah, because the one they did was the honking. They just keep their distance, and have the flyers, posters in their cars, and it really went well. They had a lot of not a lot of press as the negative ones, but it was a lot of press.
Yeah.
No.
I guess another question I would have is do you feel like letters to the editor is a good way to put leverage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like reach out on all platforms, however we can get the word out, however we can spread the word and the message. It's helpful because they're hearing us, or
They're
they're
just not
going to get
listening.
sick and tired of it. They're just not listening. So we want to go to his neighborhood, go to Governor Wolf's house and blow through his neighborhood. And the neighbors get tired, like, sir, what are you doing? And you have people coming into our neighborhood disturbing us. So when the neighbor gets tired and start coming at him, and he's like, okay, we really put the pressure on, and that's our goal for this year, is to put the pressure on him so that he can do what is right.
Absolutely.
Not just what's right for the immigrant community, but what is right in general for
him. Just to be able to look at yourself in the mirror as a human being.
And he's not running again, so that's not part of the calculus.
So you
So
think
I
that's
don't
why you don't care?
understand why he's not able to do this.
He's able to. He just has I don't know why he's not doing it. Would be more.
He don't want to.
So this is on a state level, and then where do you feel that our dear Senator Toomey fits in terms of immigration and undocumented people being in the country?
Because you guys have been pushing for Toomey for so long, like to do something, and still have not done anything. And like bringing up, if they're going up for another year of re-election, like this is why we want the immigrant community to come out, be a citizen and vote, so your voices can be heard, so you can speak for those who cannot, because we need people who are going to stand up for all people, not just immigrant people, but all people in general, but especially like the immigrant community with what's going on, especially now with DACA being taken away from millions of young people. I can't say children because most of us are grown now, and some still wasn't able to. I'm not a child anymore. Most of us are in our 30s, 20s, and 30s, who have family, have houses. We have bills, and taking that away, it will be devastating to us, not just to us, but to the economy, because a lot of DACA recipient is on the front line. I've known people who are nurses, CNAs, truck drivers, who are essential workers, and they're putting their life on the line while our life is being threatened and our freedom is about to be taken away.
Is it true that DACA recipients aren't getting the stimulus checks?
So, not for all, but if you have paid taxes, you will, but some don't. Some don't.
Yeah, because I thought that was especially like people like DACA recipients who are working in hospitals are not getting stimulus checks, or like.
I'm not sure, but I know most DACA, if you pay, well, the purpose of our work permit and tax ID is to work and pay taxes. So if you
right, but you don't have to pay taxes to like the stimulus is for from my
It's supposed to
understanding,
be
it's
for everyone, but everyone does not qualify.
Right,
No.
I know.
And that's why they were fighting on that. And also in Pennsylvania, I know with different organizations that have funding in Philadelphia for folks who don't qualify and
Mhm.
who are in need can go through different organizations to
Oh,
get
good.
help. And we
Okay.
also have folks in South Philly who are doing an amazing job. A friend of mine, Carla Rojas, she is distributing food in South Philly to communities,
Oh, good.
and reaching those people who want the help or are able to come out and ask for help. Also, another organization I'm part of is the Caribbean Community of Philadelphia, which trying to reach the Caribbean community with what they need help with, which they're very closed-minded and very shy, and they don't like to speak about their problems. So it's hard to reach those people when you don't know their needs, but
Mhm.
we encourage them to this is why we're here to assist you. If you don't speak up, well, no one know. Like I tell people all the time, if you don't share your story and what is going on,
Then
no one can't help you.
yeah, that's very
People
true.
don't know how to help you or what the problem is or what your issues are or what you're going through or your situation. I understand as a Jamaican, it's like we're always taught not to tell people your problems, don't discuss your immigration status because the fear of the police and this, that, and the third. And I said to folks, if it wasn't for me sharing my personal story, I
Mhm.
wouldn't be where I am today. No one would know me, know what I'm going. You will see my face, but you won't know, oh, she's a DACA recipient. Oh, she didn't have a job a few years ago.
Mhm.
That has opened up doors. And I
Mhm.
encourage others, even now with what's going on in the Supreme Court with DACA, I encourage other DACA recipients in Pennsylvania, not just Hispanic, but people of color like African, Caribbean,
Mhm.
please, because we don't want to see the same face all the time.
Yeah.
And people are gonna get like, oh, it's her again with the two kids who's on DACA recipient.
Yeah.
People shut you off. Oh,
Mhm.
it's just that one person. I'm not the only Caribbean in
Mhm.
Philadelphia with DACA. I know there's plenty more. But if people come out and encourage that, because I'm sure, as much as you would love to see my face all the time, I'm
No,
sure
no,
you'd like to
we want to have a variety of faces.
hear a different story from somebody else, because
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people who are actually productive people, like I said, CNAs on the front line, restaurant workers who want to open their own restaurant or graduating college. Some folks graduating college this week,
Mhm.
that's shut down online, but they
Mhm.
still accomplished something. You want to hear those stories
Right.
of how DACA has changed their life or the impact that it had
Mhm.
on their family. But
Right. Right. And if we're thinking about restarting the economy, the economy isn't just giant corporations.
right,
The economy is
right,
people.
people, right, definitely people.
Regular folks like us.
Regular folks that do 9 to 5 or 2 to 4 or
Or
2 to
whatever.
8 or whatever it is,
Mhm.
every night. It's funny now that every job is essential. When back
Mhm.
then it's we just talk about people any old kind of way. For me, thank
Mhm.
God, yes, I'm still working. My son actually do work at UPS and he's there at night. So
Oh, you've
thinking
got to be
about,
busy.
yeah, and now not just busy, but it's hard to get there sometimes because with
Mm.
SEPTA,
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to run half the time, which I could
Yeah.
understand.
Right.
But it's one bus going there and coming back. It's a struggle, but we're making it through every day and pushing through. And I don't,
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Um.
anything on DACA that you
Yeah.
want to.
Yes, actually, I knew I had a question. So, yes, we've talked a little bit about DACA in this time, but
Mhm.
in general, can you just tell us about what some things that are going on with DACA that may have gotten lost off our radar as
All
we've all
right.
been stockpiling yeast?
Yeah. So as of 20, you remember in 2017, the Trump guy, he
Yeah.
rescinded DACA. He took it away, so everyone whose DACA was about to expire within 2017 had a month to reapply. I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember Philadelphia. We had a fund that helped support
Hmm.
people. I was able to benefit from that fund to renew my DACA for another 2 years.
Oh, good.
It was good until 2019.
Right, here we are.
Now we're in 2020. I just renewed it again last year and it expires next year. So it's in the Supreme Court right now
Hmm.
to think whether it was constitutional for Obama to do it, or can
Hmm.
another president come in and extend it. And we just don't want to stop at DACA.
Right.
We need citizenship for all. Like I said,
Hmm.
majority of us been here since we were children, for over
Yeah.
20 years. I've been here for over 25 years.
Hmm.
So I'm law abiding citizen. I pay taxes. I
You
haven't
work.
gotten in any trouble. And with DACA, they saying it's for criminals. Like, you cannot have a criminal record and receive DACA.
Right.
Mhm.
Cannot. That's impossible. You go through fingerprints every 2 years, background checks. Like,
Mhm.
it's serious and strenuous. So you can. It's not for convicted felons. If you have any felonies, you're not qualified automatically. Not qualified. So these are for people who need it and who was help. But we just don't want to stop there because some folks were left out of it. Like parents who've been here wasn't qualified for DACA or DAPA, or some
Mhm.
kids before the age of 16, they wasn't able to apply for it. They couldn't get it. So it's a restriction, and we want something without restriction,
Right.
and also not giving up our other side of our community to
Mhm.
have that pathway.
Right.
Like leaving some people out. We don't want to leave anyone out. Because remember, back in the
Mhm.
day, to become a citizen, all you had to do was show up.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now the process is so strict. It's more money,
Mhm.
costly, showing up, going through these background checks. Like right now, a lot of people are, I'm sure, waiting for their citizenship. USCIS is shut down until June, so they have to wait
Mhm. Yeah.
until then, to
Wow.
get it and apply. Or their
Mhm.
families applying for them and they have to wait. And the money, that's money they already put out. Then they were thinking about raising the fees for DACA and citizenship, which DACA right now is $495 or $475. It will go up to almost $800.
That's
Now,
crazy.
for a single person who's working
Yeah.
a job
Wow.
making less than
Wow.
$10 or
Yeah.
$10 an hour, where are they going to get that kind of money from?
Mm.
I mean, it's coming up every 2 years. Where are you going to get that money from?
Right.
Almost
Right.
$800, and you still have bills and probably children to take care of.
Mhm.
So
It
it's
seems like I'll like it seems like there's quite a number of people in our government who just really want to discriminate against poor people, especially
yeah,
poor people of color,
all
and
the time, all
those
the time.
fees definitely
It's
seem to be
ridiculous.
targeting that.
Even the citizenship fee is like 1,000 and something is going to go jump 83% to almost $2,000. Who have
Wow.
$2,000 sitting in their account? Maybe y'all do, but I don't.
Wow. Wow.
So it's
That's
that's
insane.
coming at us to like it's like discriminating, like you said, like a black and brown people. Like we cannot afford this stuff,
Mhm.
but we want it because that's the rules and regulations we have to follow in the
Right.
land. We want to live here. We want a better life. This is why people came here. It's the
Mhm.
land of opportunity. And you come
Mhm.
here and realize like, whoo, they want a lot out of me just for bare minimum.
Existing.
You
Yeah.
don't even get health care, barely.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it's a
you
huge.
know, Trying to work a proper, you need 6 jobs just to make it.
Mhm.
Because
Yeah.
one job is not paying you enough. So most people juggling 2 or 3 jobs. Think about parents who leaving their children at home to go work 2 or 3 jobs. So you can't afford a babysitter because that's pretty much your paycheck from 2 jobs. So
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, whether or not you're a citizen, affording somebody to watch your kids is is a whole nother.
absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely, yep,
And I mean, just I'm. This may seem like a leading question, but I feel like some people may not be aware. Like people who come here from other countries do things like open up businesses, right, and employ
yeah,
people, yeah,
yeah,
and
yeah,
spend money and buy stuff,
yeah.
yeah, and that's like
Yeah.
something called the economy, yeah.
Yeah, that's how it keeps it moving, right? That's
Yeah,
how it
right.
keeps busy,
Okay,
and
just checking.
it
So this
keeps,
isn't some sort of like.
and that's what I said. Like, if you remove the 80,000, 800,000 DACA recipients who are contributing to you, even in Pennsylvania alone,
Mhm.
people are buying homes, have businesses,
Mhm.
work and pay tax. That's a lot you're losing in the
Mhm.
economy, not just money wise, but think about a neighbor of yours might be a DACA recipient. The person at the daycare, dry cleaner, something, family member,
Mhm.
somebody else, somebody. Like you guys know me. You
Yes,
didn't know me
Right.
personally, but like, oh, if Prudence go away, oh, Prudence,
I would know.
she's
I
such
would
a
be so
nice
glad.
person.
You better stay around.
Like, not just me, but my children and,
Yes.
your
Yes.
community, your thing, what you're taking
Right, right. Like
away.
if your children,
Yeah,
if you're sent somewhere randomly, what are you supposed to happen to your children?
exactly. Because I have a 15-year-old and she's, I it would break my heart to know that my child is going into foster care, so we don't have any
Mhm.
family to take care of her. So it's like
Right.
I work so hard, like make sure I provide or stay within the law, so I don't do anything wrong to be
Mhm.
taken away. Like I was separated from my parents when
Oh.
they sent me here, so
Mm.
it's like even that family separation. You think what effect it have on children? It might not affect them today, But 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, where we're all sitting in therapy because something triggered us and we having family separation and anxiety. Like that stuff is real, and what they're doing with the children now, like
Yeah, it's horrible.
You might not see the effect right now, but in 10 years, in 20 years, that will affect someone.
And then all of the energy and just mental resources spent
Oh my goodness,
with that trauma.
Yeah.
Imagine what that person could be doing if they didn't have to spend so much of themselves trying to deal with unnecessary trauma that was inflicted on them.
Right. Yep. So we just encourage folks to continue calling local representatives, calling, hopefully this Monday we'll hear something from the Supreme Court. We listened last week, we didn't hear anything. So it's like they have until June to make a decision. So every Monday we're on calls with different
finding out
trying to find out what's going on, and
yeah,
hopefully it rules in our favor.
That's got to be so stressful. Gee.
But if not, we're still going to keep fighting. Like, even if it does not, we're not giving up, because we have really come too far. The people before me who have been fighting for this for 10 years before they even passed DACA, like, we're still fighting, we're still pushing, because this is what's going to drive us to go harder. Like, it's not going to stop there. You're not going to just kick us down. You're not just going to give us something, a little bit of freedom, and take it away from us. Like, no. It feels good to contribute. I don't know for anybody else, but for me personally, when I received my DACA and my social, like, I didn't even get the social yet. I just got the card that I was approved. The next day, I was online looking for jobs. Like, literally, I didn't even have my social in my hand yet. I was online looking for a job. I'm like, I want to contribute. I want to be able to take care of my family. That's the goal, right? Every parent wants to take care of their home. And once that happened, the independence, my first job was making $7.25 an hour. Everyone's like, that's so little. That I'm like, for me, I was grateful. It's something. I wasn't making anything before. So you give us these opportunities, and we use that. We open up businesses. We start our own businesses. And we invite other people. We hire people to work for us. So this is the things that we do, and that to drive us to want better, because we know what it's like not having, and now to have the opportunity to provide. Yeah. It's a good independent feeling. My goal is one day to go back and visit my grandmother, but until something else passed and immigration for all, we'll be waiting for the next maybe 3-4 years.
Well, hopefully we can get this done a bit faster.
Yeah, like in my situation, or more, like I will have to wait for my son to turn 21 or marry someone, which I will have to marry them like last week in order to have paperwork to go in. But waiting for my son to turn 21, he could do the process of sponsoring me. So,
okay. Well, we're gonna keep our fingers crossed on all things, and we're all gonna keep working with you.
Thank you.
Is there anything? Do you have any things that you would like to just wrap up with, or does anybody else have any other questions before we kind of wind down?
Did you touch on voter registration also?
Yeah, I was about to touch on that.
I'm so glad.
So as far as the voter, PICC does civic engagement, voter registration, where we register new citizens to vote. We educate them on why they need to vote. We can't tell them we're nonpartisan, so we don't tell them who to vote for. Just the importance of voting. We also follow up. We're calling them during GOTV season to remind them to get out to the polls, their polling location. Like, our program is very unique because we're actually stationed at USCIS office. As soon as they become a citizen, we have volunteers that has help. Some from Tuesdays with Toomey. Also Susan, who's very helpful. She's always there at our ceremonies and help with registering new citizen. And we appreciate it. And the volunteers love it. They're like, this is so awesome. Like, it's not like being on the street or in the subways hunting people down. Like, hey, you want to register? They just became a citizen, and most of them are so excited. And then when we follow up and call them during November or election season, they're so excited. Like, yep, I'm gonna go vote. I'm taking my family with me. Like, we could call 10 people, maybe one answer and said, yes, I'm gonna vote. I get so excited, and the volunteers get so excited. Like, we accomplished something. That they're gonna go and vote. And like, just to give them that information, because I've also heard not a lot of people or a lot of places even doing what PICC is doing with the voter registration. So to reach that targeted immigrant community, like those who we want to reach. Last year, we registered over 7,000 folks.
Wow.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah. That was amazing. My goal for this year was to get 10,000, but the rate we're going right now, no.
So I know we have a really big push to vote by mail. Are you and PICC able to do any work with helping people register by mail?
So if they're not a citizen, so we reach the.
Oh, right. Since you're working with people who aren't yet citizens.
Yeah. So it's difficult for us because.
Right. Yeah. And if you can't become a citizen,
you can't vote. That's why we're losing so many because we haven't had a ceremony since March.
Oh
17th,
man.
And it's shut down until June. So that's too much. Within a month.
There's no way to do. Is there any discussion of doing some of these ceremonies online?
So they thought about that, but then they don't know how to reach folks, and some people are not.
Yeah, that's true.
Technology savvy.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's
a challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, so that is very challenging, especially right now where most people were so excited to vote in 2020 elections.
Of course. I'm
now
excited to vote in this election.
You may not have that opportunity because no ceremonies is happening. People are waiting. Think about people who have waited like 10 years or 6 months or 12 months to just get a call back from USCIS about you're coming in to do your citizenship test. You did it. Now you're waiting for the ceremony. Ceremony's on pause. Like, I know the last one, they was doing 3 ceremonies. Break it down, less than 50 people. And in the month of March, we registered like 300 and something folks. That's what's only within 2 weeks.
Wow.
Wow. Think of how much we're losing because it's 3 ceremonies a day.
Right.
And it's just heartbreaking now. We can't reach those people. And
no, it's true.
But once it gets back up and running, PICC will still be doing voter registration. We're still calling folks, still reminding them. We're also doing a webinar this Friday. Log on to the website, paimmigrant.org to get the link.
And that's Friday the 8th for all of you who are.
It's on voter registration and.
And what time is that webinar?
It's at 12 noon.
12 noon on Friday the 8th. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you. And I guess my last question, is there any other points of leverage besides Governor Wolf that we can use in order to try and get any of these Pennsylvania detention centers shut down?
Fetterman, all of them.
Yeah, okay. So basically it's
York County, all of them.
Got it. Okay.
Let's push everybody.
All right.
Okay.
Margaret, did you have any other questions?
I don't think so. I wanted to talk about the voter registration. I'm making a note about the webinar right now.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much for making the time to be with us today.
No problem. Thank you guys. Looking forward to this. Can't wait till the outside is open again.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I know. I'm excited too. But for one thing, I won't have to be have so many cats during this situation.
Look, cats and babies in Zoom is so loving. Like, oh, somebody else.
Yeah, but when you start having like more than one, it gets a little overwhelming.
People love cats. Like, oh, it's another distraction. It's beautiful.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording since we moved into our pet conversation. And so everybody wave goodbye to the people of the interwebs. Goodbye, Internet.
Bye, Internet.